I arrived in Pattaya in the evening. It was the eve of my birthday, and you know what I did, don't you? I allowed myself to sleep in a little bit because I had quite a lot to drink last night. By the time I loaded up the bike and left, it was already 9:30 in the morning. The ride took me through back roads. I much prefer back roads. They are quiet and have less traffic. There were also army checkpoints here and there, but vehicles didn't seem to care much about them. I was headed towards a small border checkpoint called Ban Krat Border Checkpoint in Thailand. I checked Google Maps for the name, but it didn't look familiar. In any case, this checkpoint is south of Poi Pat. At about noon, I looked for a place to eat my lunch. I had not had anything to eat or drink for breakfast, and I was quite hungry and tired. The GPS took me along more back roads. The ride was lovely because there were very few vehicles. I passed farms and rural areas. I saw a small stall and stopped to get a bite. The stall owner could not speak English, and since I only knew a few Thai dishes, I ordered my usual Pad Kra Pao and a bottle of Pepsi. She even offered me longans. I hadn't had them in years, so I tucked in. Opposite her stall was a small petrol kiosk, not a petrol kiosk. While filling my bike up, a coconut ice cream seller appeared. So, I had coconut ice cream, of course. I would say my birthday is going quite well, don't you? A short ride later, I reached the border. The ride so far had been enjoyable. Crossing with the motorcycle into Cambodia. First, I went to the first Thai immigration officer and explained that I was leaving the Kingdom of Thailand to enter the Kingdom of Cambodia. I guess it must have been a very small border crossing because he didn't look sure of what the procedure was. He pointed me to get my passport stamped first. At the stamping counter, the officer told me that I needed to sort out my motorcycle first. So back I went to see the first officer. He went inside the office and called his superior. The superior told me to go to the customs building and hand in my motorcycle form. After that, I went to see the superior again. He told me to walk across the border and asked if Cambodia would allow my motorcycle to cross over. So I walked over to the other side, leaving my motorcycle in the Thai side. The Cambodian customs was also surprised to see that I was bringing a motorcycle in. The officer who attended to me made a few phone calls, presumably to get instructions. And then he asked me to follow another officer. That officer brought me to the Cambodian customs building. There, an officer asked for my documents, my passport, IC, driver's license and vehicle registration cert. Then he sat down and keyed everything into his computer. Even he did not know the exact procedures because he also had to make several phone calls to ask for instructions. The Cambodian customs officer was very kind and polite. At one point, he even offered me a bottle of water. Well, I knew better than to overstep his graciousness, so I was very polite and tried to be as accommodating as possible. The officer even apologized to me for taking so long, but I told him not to worry because I was only headed to Battambang, which was only about 2 hours away. After he was done, I brought his set of documents back to the Thai side and showed it to the superior officer. He looked at it and after being satisfied, took my passport and stamped it. He even wished me happy birthday when he noticed my birthday on the passport. After that, I was allowed to leave the Thai kingdom. I rode my bike over to the Cambodian side, dismounted and handed my passport in to be stamped. The stamping took only a minute because there were no foreigners crossing at the time. However, another officer took quite a while to make sure that the form that was prepared by the customs was correct. Once he was satisfied, he welcomed me to Cambodia and wished me a safe journey to Battambang. The entire process took almost 2 hours. I think it was due to the fact that they don't usually get foreign motorcycles crossing. The Cambodian officers told me that foreign motorcycles were allowed into their kingdom, but I can only cross back into Thailand at certain border crossings, and this was not one of them.